And I am joined by a couple of, again, my fellow co-workers. How you doing, Brian?
How you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing. It's so good to have you guys up on stage. So folks at home that don't know, you guys are the awesome dudes on NCIS, and you happen to be super big game fans as well.
That's right.
And since we are brothers in arms in the global armada of CBS, right?
Thank you, CBS. Thank you, West Moonbeds.
We hook up here every once in a while, I guess every year at E3.
Yeah,
Talk about some games.
They'll let us come.
Excellent. We're glad you guys came by. So Brian, Sean, so glad to have you guys here. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you for having us.
So we were already kind of jumping ahead of the gun a little bit. You guys have been telling me about some of the stuff you've seen. Now, you've been locked in the West Hall for right up till now.
Yeah, that's where we are now, right?
Yes, West Hall. Now you're about to go over to the South Hall. Of course, Kinect is something you got to get your hands on and try.
Right.
The Move, you guys tried that, right?
We got the bracelets.
You got the bracelets?
Went and did the Move, and we were gladiators fighting one another. It was fantastic.
Did it feel good? Did it feel like
it was really responsive. It was really quick. Yeah,
It was
exactly.
definitely responsive. I feel like once I learn what I'm actually doing in the game,
then you'll be
I'll
good.
be really good, and he won't destroy me every round.
The secret for me was to use as many of like the Wii tactics as possible. I did bowling with a sledgehammer.
Nice.
It destroyed him. Destroyed this guy. It was
He
great.
took advantage of my non-Wii abilities.
But seriously,
This
when
is
you
great
guys
what
were
happened.
playing, you guys were fighting against each other?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It was
Split
cool.
screen or
Split screen. Yeah.
Split screen.
But
And
it
like,
really gets pretty serious with the lots of different moves. You know, we were just giving it a go. We were being pretty general.
and you
with
like
it.
hold the sword up.
Oh yeah, shield. You know, I'm sure it gets very
All right,
technical.
so the thing I want to do, like, just totally like to, not to like totally compare, but I want to try that game, and then immediately after trying that, go play The Legend of Zelda. Have you guys seen that yet?
Oh no, we didn't get a chance
All
to
right,
yet.
so maybe before you bust over to the South Hall, you go over there, because you know what? It's like the same action. You have the sword and the shield, so you're basically doing the same thing with the Wiimote and the nunchuck. So it's very similar, obviously.
Well, Move was pretty tough to beat as far as like how responsive it was, because it was like right on the whole time.
It was
you know,
right on.
yeah, you saw him coming and just lifted it up, and the guy lifted his shield right away. So
No delay or anything?
no, I mean it was pretty tight. It was pretty tight. It was cool.
I'll take you guys.
We haven't seen the Kinect yet though, so
The Kinect, yeah.
we also want to
definitely
compare with that
gonna
thing
see
too.
I'm a huge Rock Band harmonics fan, you know. So
you got to get over there. Yeah, the MTV booth, they got super kicking. I don't know if you remember last year, they had that cool like marquee kind of movie style thing.
they
you
had
go
like
in there,
like
the
a whole
stage.
theater and
Yeah,
stuff,
totally.
yeah.
Oh
They,
yeah,
they got.
Remember that?
They got
Up
them
on
in.
stage, like did the whole.
Oh, that
That's
was
right. Oh, that's
Beatles
right. You
thing?
guys did the whole crazy
Yeah,
TV
yeah.
special
Beatles thing.
thing.
That was
yeah.
awesome.
my buddy doing vocals on Beatles Rock Band last year. It was fun.
So all right, you guys were here at E3 2009. You're here at E3 2010.
Yeah.
What does it seem crazier this year to you?
You know what? I think so far everything we've seen, there's just like cooler games that we've seen so far. I mean, last year was great and everything, but like this year, we saw Twisted Metal. We got to play that for a little bit. That was awesome. Like kind of throwing us back to what, like.
And there seems to be a lot of although there seems to be a lot of 3D based games, you know, and the push for the 3D based games.
What do you think about the whole 3D thing? You guys are TV dudes, right?
Yeah.
Like, are you guys
Yeah, I mean,
want to
it's
watch
crazy.
NCIS in 3D or what?
You know, I have weird feelings about 3D because sometimes I feel like go 3D, and then sometimes I feel like an old curmudgeon. Like, what is this with the 3D and the kids and the this and the Avatar, you know, and the whole
I think
deal.
as long as they do it from the ground up and make it all 3D from the beginning, like with certain games, it's gonna be awesome. But if they start tacking it on afterwards, like they did with certain big Hollywood films, like let's make it 3D after the fact. Like Avatar was shot for 3D, you know. So I just hope they don't start to hey, the next Mario game, let's just make it 3D because we can, you know, instead of having it serve a purpose, you know.
I was hanging out at the Pac-Man birthday party last night, and you guys are in the movie business. You guys know the name Avi Arad. That means something to you, right? Avi Arad, no, the director guy. All right, he does maybe more some. Anyways, long story short, dude does something on TV and movies, and he had this thing, and we were thinking they were gonna show this next Pac-Man. Anyways, 3D Pac-Man, 3D, put the glasses on, but whether it's a CG show or whatever, I wasn't quite clear to be honest.
But you got to be careful with those kind of simple, based, very kind of simple platformy kind of games.
Yeah.
There's a beauty in that. I mean, look at Mario, man. Look at Mario.
All right, so coming from you, what stuff should we check out that we haven't seen yet?
All right,
what
so
do you
stuff
think?
you got to check out for sure. All right, Kinect is the first stop to go to. Go over there, check that out. Legend of Zelda, maybe you stop over there before you go over there.
Nice.
I'll be honest, Legend of Zelda is amazing. If you can, go find somebody that can get you front of a 3DS, because that is pretty amazing. It does look really cool.
Talk of that.
Yeah, I mean,
Lot of talk.
it's cool. You got, I mean, like you look into it and it's like it's different. It's a lot different than a lot of stuff. And you know glasses, so it's super cool. So those are the two ones I would definitely go see. What else we got around immediately here? Oh yeah, Fallout New Vegas is right on the other side.
Yeah, I definitely want to.
Have you guys? Yeah, you guys got to get in there and try that.
It's a huge Fallout.
And then there's just so much over in the South Hall. I can't even begin to. I mean, I got to get over there myself. So.
Well, I think like my favorite game so far was Marvel Capcom 3. Dude, oh man.
Because I grew up on Street Fighter 2. I grew up on Street
All right, so you
Fighter
guys
2.
know your fighting games. Check this out. We're
Yeah,
going to close the show tomorrow with Mortal Kombat. It's the only demo that they're going to do, and it's going to be here. So,
Oh, nice.
And I'm a huge fan. Like, I've been weird about that series for so long. Like,
Yeah,
stalking
I
Ed
remember
Boon.
when that series came out.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
when,
yeah.
when
Dude, I was in the
SF2
arcade
was
the day that they rolled it in the arcade,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Oh, this game's kind of like Street Fighter, except like it's like real life graphics."
Yeah.
That was like the arcade guy saying, you know, dollying it in. I was just
Oh,
like,
yeah,
"All right,
yeah.
that sounds awesome." And then we were standing there, and like, no kidding, like 3-4 days into having it there, like everybody seemed like it seemed neat, looked neat, but it seemed kind of clunky. Then the second somebody by accident hit up after, you know, said finish. We could think about it, the internet wasn't even kicking at that part.
Yeah, no one knew how
And
to
all,
do the stuff
all we
out
see is
yourself.
Scorpion rip off the cowl and boom, you know, flame somebody and they start screaming. Everybody's like, oh my God. It's like,
Spinal cord
oh yeah, totally.
pulled
So then,
out.
like from that moment on, like my life changed straight up. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So yeah, you guys gotta come back see Mortal Kombat or go check it out at the booth. I'm sure they'll let you guys see it. So,
Awesome.
but I'm gonna let you guys get out of here either way. It's been a lot of fun catching up with you again.
Thanks
Ryan,
again.
thank you
All
so
right,
much.
and yeah, seriously, don't be strange. It's not
All
just
right.
the E3 gonna hang out. You know,
Hey,
You got it,
well,
Ryan.
thanks
I
for
come
having us,
down,
man.
hang out. I could be a cop. I could be a cop on NCIS, right?
Come on down.
Video
Good.
game detective.
You could be or a dead petty officer.
There you go. Right on. Always way too much fun. Thank you guys so much. Check them out. NCIS. Where are you guys at with that right now? You guys like rolling?
We're on hiatus right now.
Hiatus right now?
We start shooting in
Season 8.
season 8 begin. We start shooting in 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Shooting of Season 8.
The shooting of season 8. Yeah, and then after that, I believe we premiere at the end of August or beginning of September.
Something about it.
In that range. Yeah. We're
All right.
season 8, firing up.
You know, hardly needs a plug considering it's like the #1 show in America and like as we were saying, probably the world, right?
Well, hey,
Oh,
That's
yeah.
never hurt, right?
never hurts. Absolutely not.
Seriously, thanks again for coming by, you guys.
you again.
Thank you so much. It's been
All
great.
right. All right, so Ryan here from the E3 2010 stage, signing over back to the guys in the control room. We'll be back right in a sec with Dead Rising 2.